Hello, Leo. It is time for your August 2025 reading. This month, we're using the major arcana of the Tarot to find out what the primary energy or theme is for August. And you have the Emperor. A surprising number of you have had the Emperor this month. So, this must be a month where people are starting to take back control or take control of their life. They're setting the rules, they're setting the boundaries. You are setting the rules. You are in charge of the boundaries. You are also responsible for respecting the boundaries that you set. So if you're crossing your own boundaries or you're crossing someone else's boundaries, that's a problem. You're ready to find a solution for that. You're ready to take responsibility, and you're ready to adjust. I don't know, there's this new sense of resolve within this for you. Like an acknowledgement. Okay, yes, I have crossed the boundaries. I'm not respecting my own boundaries. And the only one that's really, really impacted by that, well, not necessarily only if you're crossing somebody else's boundaries, but it does adversely affect you. It's blocking you from movement forward in other areas of your life because you can't do this or you haven't been willing to. But I think there is this level of new maturity that you're feeling where you're recognizing that this has to change, and you're the one who has to make the change. The Emperor is the father of the tarot. They're kind of in charge of the discipline, of the rules. They know what's going on everywhere. The intent is to protect the others, to protect yourself, to protect your energy, and provide controls for growth. So initially, for example, we might have the toddler or the baby in the pen in the living room so that they're not banging into things, crashing things, or we set up safety locks on everything so they can stop, so they don't hurt themselves out of curiosity. And then we might let them outside and let them explore, but maybe not have them eat things they shouldn't eat that are outside where they're being monitored, and then they get older and they understand the rules, and now they're allowed unsupervised playtime within the fenced area. And then they can go for walks around the block, and then they can go for walks across the street. Things expand with time, with experience, with maturity. It feels like this is a time for your boundaries to expand because clearly you're crossing them. And if you're crossing them in a constantly, then you need to make some adjustments here. You've outgrown your boundaries. So set new ones. Set them out far if that's what you need to do, if that's what you feel you need to do for the growth. But they're there to give you guidelines for how far you want to take things, or points of growth, points in time to reassess and determine if those boundaries need to be shuffled again. This feels like a period in time where you're going through that. It's a growth spurt on an energetic level, at least. So be mindful of that. There's a reason you keep crossing those boundaries. Reset them. You're in charge of them. These are your boundaries. You get to say. If there's somebody else's, you do not get to say, though. So keep that in mind. Feels like for some of you, there's somebody else there where you just keep trying to push their buttons, and they're just losing respect for you. They're not finding it funny anymore. So just FYI. All right. We have the Three of Wands, the Queen of Wands, of Swords, the King of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Justice card. Yeah. Be mindful. Be mindful of those barriers, of those boundaries of others. You're going to find yourself in some hot water unexpectedly, it feels like. All right, let's get into these individual cards. The Three of Wands, and I'll read what they have on each of these cards. Put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded one way or another. So maybe the problem is you're limiting yourself to a small group of people. I'm going to turn off the AC. I'll be right back. It could be that it's been a while since you've added new people to the mix, or since you've just gone out and met new people. And this may be something that you signed up for a while ago, and now this event is coming up. And maybe you're nervous about it, or maybe you're feeling guilty about wanting to meet new people. You're a social person. At least in this specific area, you come across, or the feeling is you're somebody who is very much a social person. You like being out there shaking hands, meeting new people, exploring the neighborhood, learning new things. You're ready for this. And I think the problem with the boundaries may be that you've been feeling constricted and stuck within only this one specific group of people. But you need more. You need a broader group to bounce new ideas off of. Maybe there's been a tendency for groupthink or something amongst that smaller group, and you want out of that. You want to expand. That's what this Three of Wands is about. Getting out there, putting yourself out there so that you can get new energy, feed off of, in a way, not in a vampiric way, of the energy of being out there in public, of all the people, the energy. Maybe you're very much an extrovert and you just need to be out in the crowd. Maybe you like going to events. Maybe this is about a concert you want to go to, but you didn't tell anybody you were going. You're going by yourself and you're going to meet people there. New people. Make new friends. Whatever this is, there is a sense of excitement and a little bit maybe of, oh, I don't want to tell them that I'm doing this kind of a thing. You don't have to tell them what you're doing. This is for you. And then we have the Queen of Swords, swift, decisive, a leadership style, which is more feminine and nurturing than the king would be, but still very swift and decisive decisions. Swords is an air element. This is all about facts, figures, logic, communication, planning. Don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. Maybe you do want to go to a concert where you can sing along at the top of your voice. And this other group of people are like, ooh, shh, 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 shh. That's not who you are, though. You want to sing karaoke. You want to be making noise. You want to celebrate using your voice in some way. You don't want to be muted. You don't want to be simmered down. You want to feel free to celebrate, to voice it, to say what you need to say, what you want to say. The top of your lungs if you want to. Maybe this even just means you're going to take a long drive by yourself somewhere in the country. You're going to sing in the car. You're going to argue with yourself loudly in the car. But you're going to voice your opinion, and you're going to stop letting people tell you to tone it down. Not this month. You have things to say. They need to be said. You're going to say them. And then we have the King of Wands, so the masculine aspect of a suit. This time in Wands, which is a fire element, and you're all about the fire, Leo. Very much a King of Wands kind of energy. Shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. You're the leader. Maybe you going out first and starting to do these things on your own will draw your current set of friends out more. Or at least one or two of them who maybe are feeling as constricted as you are, but haven't wanted to say anything. They think they're alone, but they're not. Take the lead. Show them the way. Be bold and have fun, especially if this is something you're passionate about and excited about. Go play. Get out there in the world and lead with boldness. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Look at you. You're bursting with sparkly new ideas. If you were not getting out, if you were not out exploring, this is where you may be stagnating. But when you let yourself free, when you set yourself free from the boundaries of your home or the limits somebody else has placed on you, or maybe the too tight restrictions you had on yourself, you're able to expand and you're able to come up with new ideas for things that you want to do, inspired by random conversations with strangers. sparking your curiosity, causing you to dive into the subject a little more, learn more about it, see if this is something you want to take to the next level of learning. But for now, this is all about asking questions, maybe gathering the experiences of many different people to see if this is something you want to pursue for yourself. But you have to be out there with the people who have the experience so you can ask the questions. Maybe even just to inspire you to ask the questions. Be curious. Put a pin in it. I like that. I don't know where that came from, but put a pin in it kind of thing. And then we have the Justice card, Major Arcana card. Stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. Don't hide what you're doing. Don't shrink away from the potential conflict that may arise because you're straying from the group. You're stifling, you're shrinking in that group. You need to be out. You bloom in the full sun. You shrivel inside, locked up, or at least it feels like that. Don't try to avoid the conversation or topic if it comes up. Don't try to hide the fact that you're going out, that you are meeting new people, that you are exploring the world again. But also don't let them try to, well, I don't think they could try to control you, but don't let them control you. Don't let their words get to you too much. Just be who you are. They know who you are. You have not changed. You were just temporarily on hold, and you're no longer on hold. You're out there setting new boundaries for yourself, figuring out what those should be. Taking your time, going after the things that light you up, that spark your imagination, that spark your curiosity. You're bringing fresh new energy to the group. Don't feel guilty about that, and don't hide it either. Be the light. And that, Leo, is what I have for you for your August 2025 reading. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonated with you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.